Single dad woke up to find the female CEO in his shirt. What she said left him frozen. The storm outside had raged all night, pounding against the tiny windows of the old cottage like a desperate fist. Daniel, a single father who had learned to sleep through chaos, didn't notice anything unusual until the soft rustle of fabric and a faint scent of jasmine drifted through the cold morning air. His eyes fluttered open, and for a moment he thought he was hallucinating from exhaustion. But then the blur sharpened, and he froze. Standing just a few feet away, wrapped in his oversized shirt, her hair still damp from the rain, was Ava Sinclair, the notoriously untouchable CEO of one of the biggest corporations in the city. Her presence alone felt unreal, like a misplaced fragment of another world. Her bare feet on his worn-out floorboards, her gaze calm but unreadable, made his heart pound like he'd woken up inside someone else's life. He had no idea how she had gotten there, what had happened, or why she looked at him with eyes that held a strange mixture of vulnerability and purpose. And then she opened her mouth and said something that would change everything. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that reveal the beauty of humanity, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps this community grow. Daniel could barely remember the night before. He recalled driving home through the storm after picking up his 10-year-old daughter Mia from a late school rehearsal. The rain had been blinding, the roads dangerous, the wind howling loud enough to drown out Mia's sleepy humming. Somewhere along the way, they had spotted a car skidded off the road with hazard lights blinking weakly. Daniel, who had never been able to leave anyone behind in trouble, pulled over despite Mia's worried protests. He found a woman inside, shaken, freezing, her phone dead, her ankle swollen. She had tried to brush it off, insisting she could walk to town, but the storm intensified so fiercely that Daniel made a split-second decision to take her with them. He didn't know who she was at the time. She had barely spoken in the car, clutching Mia's spare blanket, shivering uncontrollably. Daniel had carried her inside his humble cottage, given her his shirt because her clothes were soaked, set up a makeshift bed on the old couch, and after ensuring she was warm, he and Mia had fallen asleep from sheer exhaustion. Now, in the morning light, the woman he helped did not look like someone who needed rescuing. She looked powerful, controlled, someone used to being on magazine covers and sitting in boardrooms filled with people who bowed their heads when she entered. But her voice was soft when she finally spoke again. She told him she remembered everything, how gently Mia had tucked the blanket around her, how Daniel had lifted her without hesitation, how he had treated her not like a stranger, but like a human being deserving of care. She said she hadn't felt that safe, that honestly helped, in years. Daniel listened in stunned silence, unsure what to make of any of this. He was a man who worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on, who fixed neighbors' cars for extra cash, who counted every dollar before grocery day. He was used to being invisible to the kind of world Ava Sinclair belonged to. And yet here she was, standing barefoot in his shirt, in his home, speaking as if he mattered. As she explained her identity, her voice cracked slightly, revealing the weight she carried. She told him that for years she had lived behind a wall, a world of corporate wars, trust broken by people who used her success for their gain, and a loneliness so deep she had forgotten what genuine human kindness felt like. She said the moment Daniel had stopped his car in the storm was the first time in a long time someone saw her not as a CEO, not as a powerful figure, but as a person who needed help. Daniel felt something shift inside him. He wasn't sure if it was pity, sympathy, or something deeper, but he knew that he understood pain, understood exhaustion, understood what it meant to fight alone. He had been doing it ever since Mia's mother left years ago, leaving him to figure out parenthood, bills, dreams, and heartbreak all at once. The morning unfolded slowly, with Mia waking up excited to see that the lady from the storm was still there. Ava, to Daniel's surprise, sat on the floor with Mia and helped her finish a school project, laughing softly in a way that didn't match her public persona. She moved through the small kitchen with gratitude rather than discomfort, complimenting Daniel on the simple breakfast he prepared. It felt surreal. The walls that usually echoed with silence now carried warmth, conversation, and a strange sense of possibility. But the moment that left Daniel frozen came later. Just as Ava was preparing to leave, thanking him again, she paused at the doorway, her voice trembling with sincerity. She told him she had looked for people like him her entire life, people who gave without expecting anything, people who saw others with compassion. She said that what he did wasn't small, it was rare. Then she said the words that made his world shift beneath him. "You saved more than my life that night. You reminded me what it feels like to trust someone." Daniel didn't know how to respond. He felt exposed, seen in a way he hadn't been in years. He felt something unlocking inside him, something he thought had sealed shut long ago. Ava asked if she could stay in touch, if she could thank him properly someday, if she could perhaps visit again, not as the CEO in his shirt, but as someone who found a piece of herself in his home. He simply nodded, still frozen, still trying to understand the strange collision of their worlds. And in that moment, with the fading storm outside, Daniel realized that life sometimes brings the unexpected not to confuse you, but to heal you. He didn't know where this new connection would lead, but for the first time in a long time, hope didn't feel like something far away. It felt real, present, standing barefoot at his door. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with someone who believes in the power of kindness. Your engagement helps us bring more meaningful stories to life. Special request, before you go, comment below what part of the story moved you the most. Your words truly matter.